Hey, we're live, man.
Wow.
We're live. Hey, welcome to Dad's with Coffee today.
Morning. Dad's with tea this morning.
Oh, you have tea? Oh, that's right, because you went through your cleanse.
This is a...
you went through a cleanse, so you're off caffeine now? Is that the deal?
No, sir. No, sir. This is a 0-calorie sweet tea by Milo's.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you like that Milo tea.
I love Milo's tea. If you've never had Milo's sweet tea, if you're a sweet tea lover like I am, but you want to lose some belly fat like I do.
Yeah, I do too.
You know, I have a beer belly and I don't drink. So
yeah, something wrong with that.
Well, it's all the Mountain Dew I drink.
Used to drink.
I haven't had a Mountain Dew. I had one last night because I had a bunch of teenagers. So I had 12 ounces of Mountain Dew. Normally I'll have like 6 or 8.
Right.
I mean, I could drink a lot of Mountain Dew. So now I'm just making the switch to iced tea. It's better in the summertime anyway.
Did we get a question? Hello from the streets of Fort Worth.
Hey, Eric. Gotta be Eric.
Man? Hey, if you noticed, there's 2 things different today. First of all, I have purple on.
Yes, sir. I didn't even notice.
Did you notice?
I did notice he had fancy pants on.
Yeah.
I did not. And I noticed he had a button-up shirt. I didn't notice the color. That's very nice.
Well, it's not a button-up. It's just a polo.
Well,
it's my standard office dress.
It is. You don't always wear fancy pants.
No, they're comfortable. They're lightweight. It's 97 degrees today.
It is.
This feels better than jeans. See, I'm not a youth guy that gets to wear shorts all the time.
You can.
No.
It's the same thing.
Do you realize how much trouble I would get into if I wore shorts all the time?
We need to put up a poll. Can Pastor Aaron wear shorts every day in the office if he wants to? Or is that strictly for youth ministers?
I don't think pastors are allowed to wear shorts in the office.
It's probably in the bylaws somewhere.
When I was running in the wintertime at noontime, I'd come in for 35, 40 minutes and I'd work on a few things before I went and showered just because you need to stop sweating.
I
had to stop sweating because if I go take a shower, I'm going to continue to sweat and for like forever. And so I have to it has to have a natural cooling down period, but I didn't want to waste that time. I wanted to redeem the time. So I'd come in and I just felt awkward, but that just may be a personal problem. I don't know.
Well, if you saw the video on NBC5, I don't normally wear pants.
I wear shorts. The fact that they allowed that to stay in there, I thought was absolutely awesome.
I did everything I could to cut that out.
Yeah, they showed that too, but they were like, "No, this is staying in."
Oh, they were laughing.
I thought it was awesome.
And the way they pieced it together, because it was about 30 seconds later when I said, "Well, it's Texas. I always wear shorts."
Right.
They did a great job editing that. Texas Baptist Men did a great job.
Oh, kudos to Texas Baptist Men. I mean, yeah.
Kurt and his crew were just phenomenal, and we can't thank them enough for what they've done.
Absolutely.
We had he had some issues. They couldn't get a food truck to come out.
Right. So we just fed him.
So we fed him. He got his shower crew to come out, and they ended up becoming shower crew and drywall crew.
A little bit of both.
You know, so, and I've seen some, I don't know if I'll call them negative comments, but maybe it's time to stop calling them Texas Baptist Men because
women are there.
Too.
Yeah.
I don't know that we need to change that. We're not going to change women on missions unless we don't allow men to be in it.
But they don't go.
What if they did?
Yeah.
What I'm saying, it's Texas Baptist Men and women. Or Texas Baptist on Mission.
Texas Baptist on Mission is probably that way. TBM
can stay,
and the logo can stay, but Texas Baptist on Mission, you know,
is more inclusive.
It is inclusive. Probably fits this generation better.
I'll tell you this: the ladies that were there working, they didn't care about a name. They cared about sharing the love of Jesus.
They just want to put a hammer to a nail and share Jesus.
Yeah, that was it.
So first thing, I wore purple just for you today.
Thank you.
You know, I
also wore purple today.
I was walking through Sam's the other day, and
you got that at Sam's?
I did, and I saw this, and I'm like, okay, I can't pass that up. It was a good price, and I'm like, okay, I can't pass that up. So first opportunity back for dads, I had to wear. I hadn't worn it. I've had this for 3 weeks.
You saved it for me.
I have not worn it till now. Now I wear it all the time, but I hadn't worn it till now because I wanted to save it for Dads with Coffee because I know your purple fascination for dads on Thursdays.
I'm a Crowley guy, and I love Katie Cobble. and I love all my Centennial folks. Isabella, I have a nephew that's going to be in Centennial this year.
You do?
I just really can't draw myself to wear royal blue.
But you had 4 that went through here.
Right.
And that's
right. And 2 that are going to be working here this year.
Well, I mean, but here's the deal. That's where the blur of dad and youth minister come in. When you have a church that has multiple campuses involved. Now, the primary campus for probably the lion's share of your youth group is Crowley High. It's 3 blocks away.
Right.
But we do reach a larger radius as a church. So we have parents that are coming from a larger radius, and that affords 2 other high school units. I mean, we've had them from Southwest High School as
we've
well.
Had them from Burleson High, so I've had to wear red.
Right.
I'm not a red guy. You know, Marcus bought me a red shirt for Father's Day.
Wait. Time out. You're not a red guy.
But I'm a Cardinals fan.
And you're a Chiefs fan.
I know. You know what I wear?
How are you not a red guy?
I wear black. Or I wear gray or white jerseys.
That's good to know, because I bought you a red jersey, and so.
Did you? Which one?
I bought you that red shirt. Christmas 2
you
years
bought
ago.
Me a black shirt with a big hood.
I thought it was mostly red.
You're wrong. It's all black.
Okay.
It's long sleeve, all black.
Well, I had to do long sleeve because you don't wear short sleeve.
No, I rarely. I'm gonna have to next week or the week after
for Falls Creek.
When we're at Falls Creek,
I'm not
looking forward to it.
Too hot to wear long sleeve. Although it's like 43 inside the worship center.
It is. I might wear long sleeves at night. Pack a jacket.
Maybe you just will wear short sleeves from noon to 5, but
Right. That might be true.
The second thing that is different today is that we're at 9 o'clock.
Oh yeah, which I kind of like.
I didn't think you'd hate it,
especially in the summertime.
I didn't think you'd hate it.
I have morning duties.
Well, and then the reason, and it's a selfish reason. I'll be honest. For me, I'm trying to run 2 days a week, and I've been over the winter and into this later time. I've been running at 4:30 in the afternoon. It's going to be 97 degrees today. I'm not about that life. 97
with a heat index of probably about 108.
Yeah, I'm not about that life, and so I'm running at 7 in the morning. And that bumps me. So instead of leaving at 3:30 or so, I'll leave at 4:15 or a little later. But but that means doing this at 9 and the Talk It Out Tuesdays at 9, simply because I can't get my run and my cool down time and get in here by 8 o'clock. Because you'd
be coming in.
Or I'd do it from the house and I'd be like drenched in sweat.
Yeah,
Nobody wants to see that.
Nobody wants to see that.
Nobody needs to see that.
Eric, we can't really see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Not on Sunday, but otherwise you're good. You can wear shorts. Eric said so. All right, Eric. It's on my Facebook page. If you don't have Facebook, I'll email it to you. And the Homeschool Wolfpack Academy. Yeah, you're right, Eric. I think they're maroon, right? If I'm not wrong. If I'm not mistaken.
I'm sure it's red.
No, I think they were actually maroon. I don't know. Eric, let me know.
So, a couple of changes, couple of adjustments.
Yeah, good changes. Everything,
And I didn't think you'd hate 9. I've known you now almost 3 years. I didn't think you'd hate 9 o'clock.
I'm not a big fan of the 8 o'clock. Anything.
we did it because that's what we were doing.
Right.
9 feels better.
9 works. If 9 doesn't work for you, let us know. You can watch it at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
But they can watch it later. We have a lot of people watch it later.
We do.
A lot of people watch it later.
I was sitting at a graduation party the other night, and one of my friends, he watches. He doesn't attend church here, but he says, "Man, I really like your Thursday morning with your pastor, because it's just, you guys are real. You guys are just kind of putting it out there, and you're just talking to dad about being dads." Secret unlocked right here. This is us every day.
Pretty much. It's just the public perception of staff is different. Right. People think we're supposed to be, or they have, thoughts of history of how, and so this is who we are.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean,
who we are.
I think it's pretty much who we are on Sundays too.
We do chase rabbits a lot, even in our personal conversations.
This started out as basically just the personal conversation we put a camera to.
It did. Well, you'll remember it started out. It was COVID started this.
Yep.
because we couldn't do
COVID
Wednesday
started
night.
all of this.
Yeah, we couldn't do a Wednesday night. And so we videoed one day, and we were both like, man, that was pretty fun. You want to do that again next week?
Yeah, we were just doing it for the youth group.
Right. Yeah, we did it for the youth group. And then here it is. We're almost a year into this. And
we're about 9 months into doing this part, aren't we? Or no?
But it also got you away from, I mean, I love listening to your mornings. Yeah. But you're almost preparing a sermon a day. You're giving 20 minutes of solid biblical content. So
yesterday, yeah. I've tried to keep it. I've tried to trim it down to 15 minutes or less.
Yeah.
On some of those days, the talk it outs aren't that hard.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of prep that goes into it, and
I'm
probably
minimizing.
When you first started the Daily Dose of Hope.
Yeah.
Right. We'll remember that back in March of 2020.
March 18th of 2020.
Yeah. So the Daily Dose of Hope. I mean, and it was, man, it got us through some times. It got us through some terrible times.
Sure.
And I thank you as a pastor for that, for being that leader that we needed at that time. Because, man, there were a lot of times when we didn't think it was ever going to end. We didn't have any hope.
Yeah.
And so you brought that Daily Dose of Hope, and it really allowed us to see it from a different perspective.
And as we've been coming out of the pandemic, I've adjusted it over to the teaching on Wednesday and the answering of questions on Tuesday. And that helps me just on a week-to-week preparation concept. Mm-hmm. Mondays, I tend to take whatever and to be honest, the what I share on Mondays, that's like a reading from last week's reading.
Right.
It's typically something that I read. I notated that.
Right.
I didn't make it. I'm not having to really work at that. This is just my personal notes that
you're talking through a Here journal.
Yeah, that's all I'm doing is talking through my own journal on Mondays most of the time. So
before we came on, we were talking about bad situations, not necessarily biblical situations, but loving the individual through the situation.
Right.
So I guess my question is, how can we, as a church, how can we apply that to our daily norms?
Well, I think it goes back to, honestly, the teaching yesterday and talking about how do we not lose another generation?
Right.
And that's it. I think we have to, I think, love. And I know that's cliche to say, and it may sound trite and it may sound overused, but we just have to learn how to love people where they are, not where you think they should be. And that's a huge thing to do.
It's funny that you say that, because one of the swag items for camp this year is a bracelet.
Yep.
It's a WWJD bracelet.
He would love first.
But it goes beyond that. It says WWJD HWLF. While Jesus didn't condone the sin,
right,
he also didn't condemn the individual for the sin.
He talked to the woman at the well, and he was real with her.
Yeah.
He was honest with her.
And he called her out.
Yes, but
in a loving,
sensitive
way.
And I guess being sensitive is something that we have to learn to do. One of the things that I've struggled with, I grew up in my mom and dad are on the old edge of boomers.
Yeah.
But they really track, because he was the last of 13. He really tracks more toward that silent generation. And it was with two different moms. But he's the last of 13. And so he really tracks older than that. And so I was raised in a situation that wasn't the boomer style of thing. And so sometimes I struggle with understanding the emotional quotient of the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll unpack that a little bit. The emotional quotient of the moment simply means that people younger than us, okay. I'm 50, you're 47.
Hey, just turned 48.
You just turned 48. That's right.
Just
had a birthday. I sent you a happy birthday. I did. understanding the emotional quotient of the moment simply means people younger than us are much more in tune with their emotions. They're much more emotional driven also.
Right.
And so we have to learn how to be more sensitive toward those things. There are times that I'm screaming in my head, suck it up, buttercup.
I have a shirt that says that.
And it's just, I want to say that. And it's just not something that is well understood. I mean, look at how coaching has changed.
Yeah, well, some. There's still a few old school coaches out there.
But the younger coaches that are coming up are doing it different.
Water now.
They're doing it different.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I've actually used the phrase "suck it up, buttercup" in a conversation with a student.
Right.
After though, we had talked through the situation.
Right.
See, I think a lot of times, especially in teenage life, they just want to talk.
They do,
and they want to be heard.
Yes.
Okay, so that's why.
Parenting could go a long way to helping us at church if they would learn to listen.
Right, and don't try to
fix it.
So often we just try to fix, as parents, we try to fix
Absolutely.
it right now.
I know.
We want to fix the situation, but no one fixed things for us. Right? We had some of the same issues, but they're settling things differently these days. 16-year-old boy was shot yesterday in front of Hurricane Harbor, probably over something really stupid.
Probably.
And I can't think of a whole lot that a 16-year-old boy could do that would warrant being shot and killed.
Exactly.
I mean, it's at a water park. It's the world that we live in has changed so drastically because we try to fix everything too quickly. And so that's your microwave.
It's a microwave.
That's your microwave society, the quick fix. You're bothering me. I'm going to get you out of the way.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Now this kid has ruined 2 lives.
Yeah.
The child that he shot and his own or her own. I don't even know who it is.
Here, take this pill.
Right.
So go sit in a corner and take this pill.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of it's funny because kids go through more today than I think we did. Probably because they're just inundated with information.
Well, this is the complex problem of social media.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. There's just so much information, so many different talking points, so many different viewpoints, and we didn't get that as teenagers.
We didn't have the troll situation that you do today.
I mean, yes, we got picked on.
Sure.
Yes, we had
bullies.
We had bullies. We had so many. I'll tell you what, I got a buddy that I grew up with, Randy Crow, undefeated on the playground boxing match.
And he wore that proudly.
He did. Undefeated. He didn't care. He'd take on everybody.
Yeah.
But that's where we settled things.
Yeah, on the playground.
Yeah, I'll meet you after school.
On the hill. Yeah, we had a place in high school, it's called the Hill.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just, that's what we called it. And it was away from school, and you knew that, hey, we're going to the Hill today. You knew exactly why.
Something's going down.
We knew why we're going to the Hill. It wasn't hard to figure out who was going to the Hill.
Yeah.
And I had my moments on the Hill too.
Yeah. I never did.
Yeah.
100% God's honest truth. I've never punched a person out of anger.
I can't say that.
Ever. I'm a very docile human.
Yeah. No.
I've never gotten to the point that I just needed to punch somebody.
Right.
I mean, you
haven't been to the deacons meetings I've been to.
Don't get me wrong. I have absolutely wanted to punch someone, but I have no experience fighting, so I probably got my tail kicked. So I didn't start anything. Don't start anything you can't finish, and I probably couldn't finish it. So
you didn't start it,
and I didn't want to get finished, and I didn't want to explain to mom and dad why.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I didn't. But yeah, we have to love them through their situation, and Jesus gave us that perfect example of what love is.
And that's that's where I was going yesterday was, we have to just love people, and I don't know why this is hard. I think somewhere along the way, we've been taught that we can't really love somebody until they're the way they're supposed to be.
Which is totally opposite of what Jesus taught.
I know, totally opposite of what he did.
Yes.
Yeah,
he died once for all. Everybody.
And, somewhere along the way, we've got this idea in church life that we feel a compulsion to comment on their problem instead of loving the person first.
How can I help you?
Yeah. Or, what'd you do that for?
Right.
Do you not have a bathroom at your house?
Yeah,
Are these the only clothes you have? And you're like, oh, I would never say that. You may not, but I have heard those things stated. or we get one of these.
Why are you here? What, did you really wear that this morning?
Or it's just it's just the look up and down. Mm-hmm. It's just the look. I've seen that happen at our church.
I've never gotten that look.
I don't know if I've ever gotten the look. Don't care if I did.
Because I dressed to the 8s on Sunday morning.
That's right. Dressed to the 8s.
I don't want to outshine the preacher,
Oh my goodness.
No, you know what? I wear tennis shoes to church every Sunday morning. You know why? Because I run the sound. And when I run the sound, it usually means I have to run at least once on Sunday morning.
You're also running a lot on Sunday morning.
It's not comfortable to do in dress shoes. So if you see me in tennis shoes, it's planned because, man.
Right? I know. But, so we have to, we have to be real and authentic. We can't be fake. If there's anything that the people younger than us can sniff out faster than anything, is fake. If you're being fake. And that's basically that stems from you're not willing to deal honestly with your own problems. Mm-hmm. You want to deflect onto somebody else's problems.
Right.
It's like, no, just be you. Just be who you are. Don't try to be. I've had some people over the years that when we went out to dinner and man, they just had a fun time. It was a great time. Mm-hmm. You put this one individual on a committee at church, and it was just like, I don't know who you are.
Right. Because, now they have power.
Right. Or they feel some extra sense of higher responsibility. And so they don't even know how to be themselves in committee meetings because they feel like they have to be something else. I'm like, that's not the point.
But we serve on committees, which makes us a servant. Right. So let's have that servant mindset, that servant attitude.
Yes. But in the serving, they get this one, and I've had more than one. Their personality changes somewhat. And it wasn't because they now had power. It was just this sense I have to be more reserved. I have to be more thoughtful. I've got to really think things through.
So I can't be myself.
I can't be myself. And I don't know why.
So that's just.
And I don't know why some people
have that mindset.
It's just like, just be who you are. And that's being authentic.
Right.
And that's the fakeness. And if you.
Chances are you were selected this committee because of who you are.
Right. So and for instance, and preachers, and I've done it too, we harp on the whole idea of if, I'm fine. I mean, there's a song about that on the radio right now. I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm fine. It's fine. Whatever. I'm fine. And, it's
pretty much the whole song.
It's pretty much the whole song. But it gets to the point that. Go ahead.
But I'm not.
But I'm not.
Right.
And where in church life are we? Because we're okay we can do this at home. How are you doing? Oh, well, and we sit and listen to somebody. Why can't we do that at church? Why is it that we have to, somewhere we've been taught that I have to say I'm fine because neither of us have the time, attention, or interest.
Right.
We don't love enough to listen. I got to get to class.
Right.
I got to get to the pulpit. I got to get to the soundboard.
Yeah.
I got to get to my seat because they're starting up there. And what are they going to say if two of us are out in the lobby talking, but we're not in church? We're going to get the looks when we come to church. And it's just like, when did the process of worship usurp ministry?
Exactly.
And
while worship is important, I believe that ministry is just as important.
Peter and John were heading to the temple to pray,
mm-hmm.
but they stopped and ministered.
Yeah,
and then they preached in the colonnade. But they were heading to the temple, but they were heading to do the religious service they were supposed to be doing, but they stopped shy to do ministry. And I just wonder how life could change if we would love enough to listen more.
Yeah, that'd be huge. That'd be huge.
That we wouldn't feel the compulsion to simply say, I'm fine, but we could, and maybe it's not the moment at 11 o'clock on Sunday morning to dive into it, but maybe we could say, you know what? I really want to hear about what's going on with you. Can we get together?
And this isn't a condemnation of First Baptist Crowd.
No, this everywhere.
This is Big C Church.
Well,
stuff.
You do this at your job, you do this at your school, you do
everywhere
this,
we go.
We do this at home.
Yeah.
And I really think that the homes where we don't listen are the homes that are failing and falling apart.
Right.
Either the child doesn't listen to the wisdom and experience of the parent, or the parent doesn't listen to the needs and the feelings of the child.
Mm-hmm.
But both of us are just trying to get our point across and hammer it into the other.
As my children have gotten older, I've learned that while they may not listen in the moment, they do hear you.
They hear you later. Yeah.
As they get to be 25 years old.
Right.
And 23 years, 26 and 23 years old. And even 19 and 16.
We've had a few moments that Dulcie and I will be at home and we'll get a comment or we'll get a text or somebody will walk through and make a statement about something. And we'll kind of look at each other and go, wow.
Yes.
They were paying
the
attention.
light came on. So parents of younger children.
There is hope.
There's hope. It's coming.
But that means you as a parent have to be consistent in your message.
Parenting.
Your message has to be consistent. Just because they're now 8 and starting attitudinal doesn't mean you change your message.
Right.
And when they become tweeners and attitudes really set in, and then a license is added to attitude, your message has to be consistent.
Right.
And if the message is consistent, it'll get in there, you know. It'll get in there, and sooner or later, you're going to hear it come out of their mouth, and it's going to be as if it's their own idea. Have you had that?
Oh, yes.
It's not, hey, Mom, thank you for sharing that with me because this. No, it's like, hey, you know what? I did this, and you're like, okay, yeah, but I said that.
I don't mind that though.
I don't either.
I have heard my older two use the exact phrases and words that I've used on them.
As if it's their own.
And they've become just the smartest man on the planet because of this realization.
And that's when you as a dad or a parent, mom, that's when you as a dad, I was listening to a podcast. I try to redeem the time when I'm running. I was listening to a podcast and they were walking through John the Baptist when the disciples, his people, come to him and say, hey, you know, Jesus that was with you down at the water. Well, he's over here and all of our people are going over to him. And he's like, okay, 1, I don't own the people. I just manage the one God gives me. 2, I understand who I am and I'm not him.
Exactly.
3,
I told you there's going to be someone that comes after me.
You know, and 3, you know, I understand I'm not the groom, but the bridegroom. So I'm just here to assist and influence and help. And he has to increase. So therefore I have to decrease. And that conversation he had is how we feel as parents sometimes. Yeah. And frankly, I think that's how we ought to be feeling. Now, I'm not trying to say our kids are Messiah. What I'm saying is the attitude.
You know, my kids.
You know, yeah. But the attitude that we as parents ought to have, you know, in that moment where they have taken ownership of something that you instilled in them for years and
Yeah.
you're not getting any credit for it, it's okay.
That's okay.
Because
That's
the
okay.
end game is that they become self-feeding Christians that are decent human beings that are going to transform the culture. And if, as long as that happens, I'm good with
Hallelujah.
that. I'm good with
Hallelujah.
that.
I mean, what?
Well, we've chased quite a bit today.
Well, I
So-
think it was okay.
No, I
It was
mean,
okay.
oh yeah.
Give us some feedback today. You know,
Eric's the only one on right
I love,
now.
I love seeing your comments when you guys come back. And
Yep.
I see what, 5 people watching?
I don't know.
Yeah, there's 5 of you
All
watching.
right.
Give us a heart, give us a smile, give us a something.
Can the preacher wear shorts during the week? That's the big question of the day.
A couple days a week anyway. Any day but Wednesday.
Yeah, Fridays.
Fridays.
I'm not
When
here
we're at home,
because I'm not here on
mowing our
Fridays.
yards on Fridays. I'm going to get a haircut today. I've noticed that my hair has started curling because of my hat.
I have to go get a haircut this weekend because the person I go to, it took me 3 years to find her, and I'm very happy with the way she does it. I know that sounds like a girl, but I'm really happy with the way she does
Guys
it.
like
But she only works the weekends,
Ah,
and she's about to be gone for 2 weekends, and I want to get it cut before camp.
that's why I'm getting mine cut, because there's nothing worse than a fresh haircut at camp and then sunburn on a fresh haircut.
There's nothing worse than long hair at camp for
That's
me
true,
because I can't. It's too hot.
It is so hot.
It's too hot. All right. Well, hey, you guys have a great day. Look forward to this weekend.
See you Sunday.
Yep. We'll see you Sunday. Have a